This is the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5. I've had this for over 3 months now, and I'm here to share with you guys my thoughts and experience about this device. Spoiler alert, it's been a great flippable. I'm gonna call this a flippable. Starting off with this design, I absolutely love the new cover display. I can use full-fledged applications. Look at this, I can use YouTube, I can even watch Netflix, Amazon, my YouTube Studio, I have YouTube Music, there's Twitter, I can even play Call of Duty, and then just surf the web on Google Chrome, all on this cover display. Now, it doesn't really sound the most useful type of thing to do, like watch videos on this small screen, but sometimes like I don't know, it comes in useful at particular times, or if I'm just going to quickly look up something on Google, like I have this cover display, and then again, you can just use it for widgets. You can use it to see the time, you can use it to see the weather, have your alarms, and then just really any application that you find useful on the cover display. I also love this Samsung.com exclusive color because it has a matte finish all over, pretty much from its back to its sides. It has like a matte, like kind of like a dark black, like it's a dark gray. It's not really like a matte black, but I love this blue color to it as well. Even this hinge right here, the outer part of the hinge, is also a matte finish. The only thing that's not matte, obviously, is the cover display, but this is all made of glass anyway, so that does make sense. But the fact that this device is compact is just super nice and something I really do appreciate. One of the main reasons why I like using the Galaxy Z Flip 5 as a device, and it's a flippable that I would personally recommend. Samsung made some really good design changes. So there's that with design. Let's talk about the performance. It's great. Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, it's no slouch. It has 8 gigs of RAM. This device right here has 512 gigs of storage. I've come across no issues whatsoever. I'm currently running the Android 14 beta of One UI 6, and even then, I haven't come across any issues with the beta. Samsung's been doing very good in the software department, and with the Galaxy Z Flip 5, we're going to be getting 4 years of software updates, and that's very good. And looking at Samsung's current track record with software, they're doing a great job. So pretty much Android 14 kind of counts as one. So we're going to get Android 15, 16, and Android 17 with the Galaxy Z Flip 5. And if performance is something that you're worried about with a flippable or a foldable, I guess it's really pretty much what you want to call it. Do you want to call it a flippable or a foldable? It's up to you. You don't need to worry about the performance because this has the latest and greatest. I know Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, as we're heading into 2024, Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is going to start coming on devices, but that doesn't mean 8 Gen 2 is a terrible chipset. It's like it's still the current chipset on the market, and it's the best that we got from Qualcomm. So that still does say a lot. Like Samsung's not cutting any corners with the performance on this device. The one thing I kind of do wish was that, like the Galaxy S23 Ultra, maybe they could have added like Samsung DeX, but it's okay. It's I guess like I'll take it this year. Maybe with the Galaxy Z Flip 6 they might add it. We'll see. Let's talk about the cameras. The cameras right here, dual camera setup, and they're all right. Like they're not flagship quality, and you know, when you're paying a premium, this may not be like the most premium. It's $999, but especially with like the Z Fold 5, you're paying a premium of like $1,800. You probably want to have some pretty good cameras. Samsung doesn't really prioritize the camera quality on their foldables. They're good. Dual cameras here are good, but you're not going to get flagship quality. And if camera's not really too much of a thing for you, like it's not an issue, you're just going to open up the phone and take some photos, then it's fine. It's going to get you some pretty decent photos. If you like taking selfies, now you can use that cover display to get some better quality selfies by using the main rear camera as you take selfies. So that's a pretty good plus. But other than that, don't expect too much from the camera from what I've noticed in the past 3 months. Now, the one important thing that I want to talk about in 3 months of using this device is going to be the battery life. That's a pretty big issue, or a pretty big concern for a lot of consumers, and they want to know how long is a device going to last them throughout the day, especially if they're a heavy user like myself. Let me put it this way, battery life has been much better than the Galaxy Flip 4, Z Flip 4 because of the efficiency of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. They have about the same battery capacity, but it's been lasting longer. Let's say I start my day, for the purpose of this video, as you can see, I charged it up, it's at 96%, but I usually start my day around 6:30, latest 7 a.m., and that's when I'm up and getting ready. And by the time I wind down and stop using my phone, it's around 10 p.m. And by 10 p.m., if I'm using it very heavily that day, and what I mean is like watching YouTube videos, calling, texting, emailing, browsing Twitter, browsing the web, and pretty much doing everything on here, using it for Notion. Well, by the end of the day, it's like 15%, 10%. There has been days where I absolutely like destroyed the battery life, and I did have to put it in charge by 8 p.m. and I'm still gonna have to use it. So there is that. I'm getting about 4.5 to 5 hours of screen on time, really pushing it. But it's been better than the Galaxy Z Flip 4, so that's a plus. And the one thing that I do hope with the Z Flip 6 is they make this device thicker. They make it thicker and add a larger battery capacity. I believe this has a 3700 milliamp hour battery. Like, add a larger battery capacity and make it thicker. I'm fine with having this phone thicker. Like, even then, like when you fold it, yeah, it does fold into two and does seem thicker than your conventional smartphone, but come on, you could be just a little bit thicker with a larger battery. I wouldn't mind at all. So battery life is a huge plus for me. With the efficiency of Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, it's been performing really good. If you're just gonna pick this up, pretty much fold it like this and maybe use the cover display 90% of the time and maybe just call that way, or just, you know, here and there use it once in a while, like you're a very light user, then this will easily last you a whole day. And if you're just charging your phone at night, put this on charge at night, wake up in the morning, you're all set to go. You don't need to worry about the battery life with the Z Flip 5. Now, pricing, that's also another issue or concern that many consumers have that I also want to talk about. And after 3 months, here's what I have to say with the pricing. $999 is a great price for a foldable. Yes, it's expensive, but it's a great price for this type of technology, for a phone that just folds like that, or flips open, folds shut, you know. And if you want to get the Z Fold 5, that's $1,800, so you're paying a lot more. So it really does come down to, do you want a flip or a fold? But $999 is a base price that I've seen much lower. I've seen this for as low as $849, and I'll be leaving links in the description down below of the Z Flip 5, and I'll also be leaving links to my latest wallpaper pack, which is also the sponsor of this video. It's my latest wallpaper pack, Vortex. Leaving links in the description down below, and it definitely does help out the channel a lot. But $849, I've seen it for $849, and it'll probably go down, especially if you go through like carrier deals and whatnot. Like, don't get it for $999. We're at a point where Samsung frequently puts their phones on sale. Don't buy it at retail. Don't buy the Galaxy S23 Ultra at $1199 or a Z Fold at $1,800 or this at $999. You'll find it on sale. So seriously, like, $999 is a good price, starting price, but if you can pick this up for like $849, $899, even $100 off for the Z Flip 5, you're getting some pretty good stuff. And that's gonna, I kind of want to end things off with like what I think about this, my final thoughts using this device 3 months later. I'm absolutely thrilled with the Galaxy Z Flip 5. Samsung finally put in some really good improvements to this phone, and they put in more improvements to the Flip 5 than to the Fold 5 in my opinion. Now, the one thing I want to see next year with the Flip 6 is hopefully better camera improvements, because I don't think camera is a part of the phone that should be cutting corners, especially when it comes to this type of devices. Like with folds and flips, I think they should be putting some pretty high-end flagship camera quality, and also a larger battery, which would probably most likely equate to better battery life. I mean, if this means having a thicker chassis, I'm all for it. And if you have a larger battery, and hopefully the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is as efficient as 8 Gen 2, then you would have some pretty superb battery life with the Galaxy Z Flip 6. But nonetheless, if anyone is out on the market looking for a foldable like this, the one that flips, Galaxy Z Flip 5 is that device I would recommend. And if you're here in the US, there's really no other choice other than Motorola. And even then, I say Samsung has figured it out with their Flip and their Fold. They're good devices to recommend. Fold has a little bit more competition with OnePlus Open and Pixel Fold, so that's a different story for a different video. But if you're looking for this flip that's compact and just a really cool, unique phone that, you know, there you go, makes that sound. Makes that sound too, and it's very satisfying. Galaxy Z Flip 5 is going to be that device for you. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to smash the like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel a lot and will help push my content out to more people. That's been it for me. I'll catch you guys in the next episode.